Morning people, it's Monday morning, back on the bank again like I said I would be. Got here last night, just managed to get sorted out before it got dark with my rods and that. I've seen fish last night, I've had a fish top over my spot as well, and also I've had a couple of liners on my middle rod in the night. I didn't put a lot of spom out, I put 5 spoms out, just with a bit of particling, and then chopped boilie, chopped dumbbells, out at about 50 yards in line with that tree. I'm in 15 foot of water. These 2 rods here are on that spot. My right hand rod, I've cast it about 100 yards to showing fish last night, so covered both bases last night, but nothing. I haven't really seen a lot this morning, to be honest with you. Seen the odd signs of fish, but I'm in a good position. I think decided to fish off the back of the wind, and the weather this week is a little bit warmer, but I still don't think it's warm enough to be fishing in the teeth of the wind. So I'm behind the wind, and I should be all week in that spot. I shall keep 2 rods on that spot, and I shall move my other rod about if I see anything. If I don't see anything, then I'll just put that 3rd rod on the spot as well at night. I'm just making some breakfast. Got a cup of coffee, just doing some bacon, sausage, beans and egg. I've got a few rigs to tie, and a little bit of bait preparation, and then that's it. So, and when I packed up off my session last week, when I said I had that liner in the night before I packed up, when I come to take my rods out, I'd been done on my left hand rod. The wafter was gone, and so was the topper. So instead of fishing completely slack lines, I've decided to fish a semi-slack line, and I'm going to shorten my rig down slightly as well. I mean, I've put rigs out that are fairly long last night, but I'm going to alter them, and I'm going to go with something a little bit shorter. I'm even inclined to use an inline lead, because I'm not casting out very far. Bloody planes interrupting. Yeah, so I'm inclined to pour an inline lead on, just for something that's different, because I mean, an inline lead you get a lot better indication, and it might trip one up. We're getting that used to seeing certain lead setups, aren't they? I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to do though, switch to a 2.5 ounce inline. A running one though, not a drop off one, a running one, because there's not really anything out there for me to get snagged up in or out. So I think that's what I'm going to do, people. But yeah, it's good to be back on the bank. Looking forward to this week. I'm feeling confident, and I'm going to try my hardest, people. So there you go. Right, you get some breakfast sorted out. I'll catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. There we go, my lovelies. Nice steak on the go. And have that with a bit of rice and a bit of naan bread. So things looking good out there. I'll give you a little bit of an update, people, in a bit. Just going to enjoy my lovely steak first. Okay, people. Adios. Right, people. I don't know if this is picking me up at all. It probably isn't. I didn't have time to do an update earlier. I ended up a bird tough day picking up one of my rigs. So I had to reel that in, net it, unhook that, release that. Then what I did is I've swapped both of my rigs over, my left hand rod and my middle rod, and I've put them both on lead core leaders with inline leads on, running in lines. And I've switched to a slightly stiffer Fox Camotex material. It's not like stiff, it's semi-stiff. and I've shortened the rig down slightly as well, so that I can still fish with slack lines, knowing full well that I've still got the indication there. You can't get a better indication than an inline lead. My right hand rod that had that bag that was cast out, there was a bloke fishing over there where it was cast out to. It weren't like right near where it is, but I didn't want to go casting over that area, so I've just left it. I was going to reel it in when he's gone, but he's ain't just gone, I think. So basically I've just left it there. It's really a rod that's not doing it, but I'm not going to reel it in now and pull it all through the swim. I've seen fish where I am over my area, and I've seen fish where that bloke was over there as well. So they are on the back of the wind. They're on the back of it and just off of it. So I think I'm in the right place. As long as the wind does what it's supposed to do the rest of the week, I'm in a good position really. So I've just got to stick to my guns and see what happens. So I'm going to sign off, people, because obviously I'm talking to you, and I bet you can't even see me. So, you know what I'm saying? Right, I'm going to go anyway. But it keeps slicking up on my spot out there. It's slicking up like mad. So I think there is definitely fish out there visiting it. So, right, I'm going to go, people. And I shall catch up with you later in the morning or something. Right, adios amigos. Right, vlog time, my lovelies. There's nothing happened. I haven't had no liners nor anything overnight. It's thrown it down raining all night long. It has. It hasn't stopped raining till about, I don't know, I was up at 7:15 this morning. And it was still raining then. I didn't sleep hardly at all last night, so I went back to bed this morning about about 9:30, 10 o'clock for an hour, because I was absolutely shattered. But no, I've seen fish last night around my area, and I've seen fish over the far side as well. So they're definitely down this end behind the wind. Definitely. I thought I'd seen a few smaller fish closer in not long ago down here. So tonight I think this bag that I'm right hand rod that I'm roving around with a bag in different spots, I'm going to try down here where I've seen a few, I think, unless I see anything else tonight. But them two rods are going to be bought in this afternoon about 3 o'clock, 3:30. They're going to be redone and put back out there, and then I'm just going to leave them. I put a few more spoms out last night, particle, only a few, and then just a few out chop boiler, some chops. So, and that's it. I should just leave that, no baiting tonight, and then just fish that out till probably Thursday, see what happens. So I'm just about to make myself a nice cooked breakfast, well, lunch now, after my little kip time that I needed to sleep. I was so tired because my foot was aching me and all, but in fact I've just seen another one there, look, there we go, they're in the top layers, look here, there's a couple of them there. I said this to my mate this morning. I said the trouble is it's been raining all night. All that cold water has gone down to the bottom, and the fish won't want to be in that. It'll have pushed them up into the middle layers and the top layers, and it looks like that's what's happened. I mean, we do rain again today and tomorrow, so it might be worth me putting zigs on tomorrow. I shall fish out what I'm doing now, and maybe put zigs on, depending on the amount of rain what we get. If it don't rain for the rest of today, I should just leave them as they are once I've recast them out. If we end up getting loads more rain, then I shall put zigs out, 2 zigs out, and just keep one on the bottom. But that's the story so far, people. So I'm gonna sort myself out with some food, some nice sausage, bacon, eggs, beans. Get that down there, get that cleared up, and then get some bits and bobs sorted out, ready for this afternoon. Alright, I'll catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Right, people, just thought I'd give you a quick look. Hope that's picking me up. Should be doing. Quick look at the rig. Just a snowman on some Fox semi-stiff, coated, braid, usual dab putty down the middle, usual liner, up bead, size 4 wide gape, and then a snowman. And then what I'm doing is I'm dipping the snowman in this dip a couple of times. Already done it once. And then once I've done that, taking my long baiting needle, and then my stick mix, which is there. I've already got some that I prepared earlier. And then all I'm basically doing is putting this through the bag, making sure the hole, once it's gone through, it's just borne out a little bit with the scissors. So, that's where it was. So that my putty will go through, pull through properly without pulling the putty off. Basically, I hope the camera's picking it up. I think it is. And I just slide that on, slide the stick down and through, like so. Unhook it, making sure that the hook is away from the knot, sitting in there securely, like so. Just check the putty, then slide on my piece of silicone, and that is ready to go. And then all I do then is cast that out, and hold on a minute, the lead setup what I'm using, I'll just quickly show you, is I've got a fluorocarbon leader, 2 rod lengths, and I've got a spliced lead core leader. We're into an inline lead, where basically anything picks it up, it turns into a running rig. There's nothing out there to cause me any problems, that's why I'm not fishing it drop off style. So there you go, that's the setup on 2 of my rods. And then the other rod I'm just fishing a bag, which I showed you earlier I think. It's just got pellets in it, 3mm pellets, then it's got a piece of maize with topped with 3 maggots on it. And then basically I'm casting them out to my spots, and that's it. I'm just leaving them. And then the actual mix itself is a mixture of the pellet, F1 dark ground bait, crumbed up boilies in the quarter crusher, or whatever you want to use. And then liquid wise, I've got some RG baits prime bait soap liquid in there. I've got some liver powder, some GLM powder in there, and that's all mixed up and it forms like a cake mix. And then basically I just fill my bags up with that, and that's basically what I'm using. So I just thought I'd quickly show you that, people. Right, I'm going to get these rods sorted out so they can go back out. So I'll catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Top of the morning to you, people. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, or Wednesday morning, and then it's just started with the rain. It's forecast rain all day, but it looks like it's only light rain, so which is a good thing. I've not had no bleeps, no liners, no nothing. I didn't see anything last night going into darkness or after darkness, and then woke up to go to the toilet through the night. I don't know what time it was, I ain't got a clue. I went to the toilet, come back to the bivvy, and then I heard a splash, looked out, and there was one boshed out right over my spot. Just right, well, I'm here, and it was about here, just next to it. No, I half expected one of them to go last night, but they haven't. But I'm just going to keep at it. I know I'm in the right area. I know I am. And then just keep plugging away at it. It's going to be raining most of the day today, so it'll be a day of catching up with work on my laptop and reading a couple of my magazines. And probably after lunch take the rods out and nip to the toilet up at the top, and then get them back in again. Right, that's about it for now, folks. I'm going to get a cup of coffee and sort myself out with some breakfast. So I shall catch you all later. Adios, amigos. Well, people, a bit of an update. It's now Wednesday afternoon. It's about 3:30, 4:45. I took the rods out about an hour and a half ago, and I've left them out. And the reason I've left them out is because the birds, there's loads of them. They're coming out of this reed line here and down this reed line here. They're just absolutely hammering my area. They have been all morning. So there's not been any fishing there, because if there was, then birds wouldn't be there now like what they are. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it and leave it and leave it. I'm not going to put any more bait out. I'm going to put all 3 rods back out in that area again. It's slightly more spread apart. I'm not going to put no more particle out, no more boilie out. I'm just going to put my little sticks out and my bag on my right hand rod, all in the same area in 15-foot water, and see what happens. And then if nothing happens, then tomorrow I'm going to stick with the same rigs, except for the right hand rod, and I'm going to put like a smaller boiler rig on that. And what I'm going to do is spread the rods out slightly more over that area, staggered about, probably about 3 rod lengths apart. No, not as much as that, about a rod and a half length apart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a spray of boilies out there with a catapult, and then some beyond that with a throwing stick. and then just drop a couple of spombs of particle in amongst that, and then leave it again and see what happens. The lad who's moved in up there, he's just put some bait in down round here where his spots where he's fishing. That's the first lot of bait I've seen him put in. He hasn't put a lot in, he's done the right thing really. He's put about, I think he's put about 7 spombs in or something, which is really about what I've done. Well, now I've probably put 10 in all together since I've been here. So obviously, look, you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking up, they're out there. There's about 5 or 6 of them, they're just clearing the area up. So what I'm hoping is that all the disturbance and that, what they're doing, and mucking the bottom up, they're disturbing all that oil, all that flavour, all that juice on the bottom, and keeping it flowing through the water. So basically, when I cast my 3 rods out later, there'll be enough smell on them to mix in with what's there where they've been disturbing all the bottom, because by that time they should have finished doing what they're doing. Give them another hour and a half and I reckon they'll be done, just in time for me to get my rods in. So that, my little beauties, is the plan. Something has got to change. It's no good spodding to a tight area, I don't think now. I think you've got to try and draw them if they're not going to be moving about as much. If you can get them drawn in off of a bait, you know, that's, I don't know, like I'm fishing this area, yeah, and you've got your spod going, yeah, you've got your oil slick coming up, fair enough. But what I'm saying is, if them rods are slightly more spread apart, and then a bigger spread of boilies around the outside, and then a few tighter spombs with the particle and the boilie, and that way you've got sort of like all that area there where you could draw passing fishing. And once they get on them boilies and they start getting confident, and then they're moving in, and then they see particle and they're like, oh, and then bam. That's what I'm thinking anyway, but we shall see. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm just going to carry on watching the water and see what happens. Right, I'm going to sign off. So I shall catch you all later, people. Adios, amigos. Whoa, got him out anyway, people. Oh god, I don't know if you can see me. Got him out anyway. One out with the bag on straight away first time. Second one, got a little stick on, cast out. It weren't in the right place, reeled it in, the stick was still on. Cast it out, bam, got it where I wanted it. Third one, cast out with a little stick on. Bam, same again, misjudged it again, but reeled it in. And still a little bit of the bag on, just cast it back out. And that's it, I've got them all three where I want them to be. In the right area, there's plenty of oils and flavours and liquids and all this, that and the other leaking off. I ain't spodding any bait out. And I'm just going to see what happens with that. So if nothing happens with that, then I shall do whatever else I have to do accordingly. But there's been no bait gone in now, so for a couple of days I think it is. Can't really remember. I think I put some in Sunday and Monday, didn't I? I think. We're on Wednesday now anyway, so but that's the state of affairs. And then we'll just see what happens with that. Alright people, right, time to get some grub, get out this wet weather. Oh. Alright people, adios amigos. Morning people. Not a lot to report. It's Thursday morning. We had that, it just rained all day yesterday, and it was raining last night, through the night. I think all that rain that we've had the last couple of days has just absolutely killed the fishing. I've had no liners, I've seen no fish last night, I've seen no fish this morning, so everything outside is like a mud pit. The floor in the bivvy is manked up as well. It's a good job I've got extra ground sheets. I've got like my normal ground sheet down and then another one. But yesterday when I was talking to the bloke up there, I was sat in my chair and I slipped over yesterday. And I've hurt my ankle again. My bad leg's ever so sore this morning. It is. So I've gone and slipped over on it. So I think what I'm going to do is just have an hour's sleep and rest it. There's nothing happening at all, I just can't see anything. So I think that's what I'm going to do people. Just have an hour's sleep. It's not like me really, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I just think the rain, all the rain that we've had, I think it's absolutely killed it. It's supposed to be warmer today, so you never know with the warm weather today, and it's supposed to be warmer tomorrow. I'll just have to wait and see that stuff. But like I say, there's just not a lot happening at the minute. Right, I'm going to have another hour's, I could get an extra hour's sleep I think, and I shall catch you all in a bit. Adios amigos. Better log time people. It's now Thursday afternoon and the sun's come out and it's gone quite warm actually now. I've been for a walk around the whole lake, taking some photographs and stuff, talking to a few people, but I haven't seen anything. I'd seen nothing at all. I hadn't seen nothing since them shows the other day. And I've put no more bait in since Monday, so what I've done, I've fetched the rods in, rested the swim for about an hour and a half, put them rods back out, and then what I've done is I've catapulted a spread of boilers over my area, and I've got all three rods on that area again. I haven't put no particle out, I haven't spotted anything out, I just didn't want to do any spotting. I should imagine I've put about 20 baits around each rig, but they're all like spread, you know, they're not clunched up tight, they're not spread, they're like, you know, there's a good bit of space on them anyway. But you can see now it's looking lovely out there, blue skies, it's a nice day. It's a lovely day. There's a few more on now. I think I counted, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 7 of us on, 8 of us on. I think there's another bloke come as well. So, and it's Thursday afternoon, so I should imagine there'll be a few more arrive. So you're still getting quite a few on the lake, even though it's cooled off. I expect a couple more weeks and there'll be hardly anybody on here. So, but yeah, I've got the same rigs on. There's nothing else really to say or to show you really, you know yourselves. It's just a waiting game sometimes. And it's at these times that you haven't got to lose your head and start doing stupid things. I've cut down on the bait this time. I haven't baited up for what, 3 days. So, and then I've applied a bit more. Well, I've put boilies and dumbbells out there, various sizes, all the same bait. All the same bait. So we'll just have to wait and see, people, what happens. So I'm gonna sort a few more bags out and that, so I've got a few bits ready in case I need to do it through the night. And I'll do some more work, get a few hours work done. Then I'll have some gammon steaks for my tea with egg, poached egg on top, or fried egg or scrambled egg with that, and a piece of fruit. And I'll have a couple of beers later, try and get an earlier night. But no, it's looking good. I mean, I'm sat on the back of the wind. You're just not seeing anything. It's really quiet. It is, but look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful out there. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Right, I shall catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Well, people, I'm just having a brew. It's now Friday morning. It's been raining again all night. It's been raining again this morning. Nothing. Not seen anything, not heard nothing. The only thing I've seen is birds diving. That's it. I don't think there's anything been out all week. It's like it's just completely switched off. So, got one more day. So I should tie some swimming rigs in, do some fresh rigs, put fresh baits on, put them back out this afternoon, no bait out, and then just sit with them out there and see what happens. But no, it's getting very, very tough on here now. I expected to have had another fish by now. I think I'm in the right places. I just think my timing's wrong. It seems that when I'm here, they just don't seem to be feeding. The days that I've been here, there doesn't seem to have been much out. When I speak to people, there's been nothing out. So whether my timing's wrong, I don't know. But I was here last week as well. I mean, 2 weeks not seeing a fish come out. I know there was a couple come out last week, the weekend before last week, but apart from that, I don't know of any that's been out at all. So it's getting very, very tough. It is. So that's what's happening, people. So for the minute, I'm going to have this brew and then chill out and read a magazine. So I'll catch you in a bit, people. Well, my lovelies, it's now Saturday morning, it's about 10:30 in the morning. Bite time has been and gone, just about. So no joy. I've stuck to that spot out there, 10.5 wraps, 15-foot water, but nothing has occurred. I've only known of one fish come out all week, to be honest with you, and that was a 12-pounder. So, but failed again. I think what I'm going to have to start doing is put a bit more work in with the marker and try and find better spots, and put a bit more time in. If I'm here for like 5 days or whatever, and stick on here through the winter, even though I know I'm not going to probably catch much, but get to learn all the pegs and put the time in that way, so that come next year I'll know pretty much most of the pegs and the spots in all the pegs, ready for next year. I think that's what I'm going to do anyway. It's still slicking up over my spot, look. I think the birds have probably been on it because I've nodded off again for a bit. So, but that's about it. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee and then have a pack down, and it's just, it's like a mud bath outside, so I'm not looking forward to this. I don't even know how I'm going to get my kit up past the bivvy first. I'm probably going to have to pack the bivvy down first. If it rains, I've had it, because everything will get wet through. But I'll suss it out. So yeah, that's another session out the way. Just want to thank everybody for watching again. I know it's probably been a boring vlog again, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's just reality, isn't it? The reality of carp fishing. It's hard, it's not easy. So yeah, so tight lines everybody, happy angling, and adios amigos. See you next time.